All right, everybody, it's me, Brandon Green, owner of Gold Element Autoworks. We have here a 2009 GL550. What's wrong with it? Well, my wife told me that there is a check engine light that popped up. This is my wife's car, by the way. I bought it for her probably about 5-6 years ago. And the issue that we're having with it is the check engine light came on and we don't know why. So I hooked up my scanner, the iCarsoft MB2, Mercedes specific scanner, and trying to determine what it is. We have here a code. Can you see it? 3 codes. This is one of 3. You see how it says current and stored? That indicates that it is still present. If I scroll, let me scroll down. The other one, related to the catalytic converter being insufficient, the functioning of it, it says stored, but it does not say current. So it was one that popped up and is no longer active. It could be active again once driving it, but as of right now, at idle, it's no longer active. And then we have here 3 of 3, current and stored. So let's go back to what the first one was. Due to a possible leak in the intake air system, an implausible signal was received from oxygen sensor number 1, cylinder bank 1. The difference of this one and the 3 of 3 is the cylinder bank number 2. So we have here some type of air intake leak, or something that is throwing off what's coming in and what's going out, what the O2 sensors are reading. So the oxygen sensor number 1, and let me just make sure that the other one is also oxygen sensor number 1, but it's different banks. So it could be related to, and this is just me guessing, I haven't done any research yet, this is just me guessing. Could it be related to an air intake leak of some sort? Could it be related to, oh, wait a minute. Could it be let me see. If you disconnect, I'm trying to think. What I've been dealing with this car, really nothing. I haven't had any problems out of it. Since I bought it, there was a radiator leak, so I had to replace that. But that was like within the first 30 days of me purchasing this vehicle. Besides that, I'm trying to think. Have I had any issues out of this car? I don't think so. I know a common issue with these motors these years, this is a 09, is the thermostat needed to be replaced, it being stuck in usually the open position. So the motor will not warm up the way it's supposed to or when it's supposed to. And so what it does is it allows coolant to come in or to flow throughout the motor when the motor has not reached operating temperature. So it has a hard time reaching the proper operating temperature. It's a little cold out here, guys, in Cincinnati, Ohio, so I'm stuttering a little bit. Trying to get my oxygen up. No, it's cold. Anyways, so that on these cars, like I've done it on C classes, I've done it on the GLs, the MLs, S class, anything with this newer motor 07 and up, this newer 5.4 liter, the thermostat usually when it starts to stick, it sticks in the open position. So it allows coolant to flow too early, and it prevents the engine from getting to its proper operating temperature, and it will throw a code. So I think I did that with this one. But besides that, nothing. I haven't had any issues. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a visual of what's going on in the engine compartment and just see if there's anything obvious. I've had an issue with another car that I was working on where the air intake, the filters were dirty, so that can cause that issue. These can be disconnected. Not so much of an issue, but the best thing to do really is to remove this. You can clean the air intake, you can clean the mass airflow sensor, you can change out your air filters, and oftentimes that will help take care of that issue. If I had a misfire, that would alarm me to maybe the intake gaskets being maybe worn out, allowing oil to seep out. You would smell that burning at startup. So obviously then if the oil can leak out, then air can be sucked in. Sometimes that causes the cylinder, the valve cover gaskets they go around the cylinders as well, so you can have oil that gets into the spark plug. Not injector, but the cylinders, individual cylinders where the spark plug drops into. So you could have oil on your spark plug. That could be an issue, but typically that would cause a misfire. So in this case, I do know that she has oil, the smell of oil burning when the car sits for a while. So that tells me that the valve cover gases are leaking. That's common on these V8s. I don't see anything. I mean, I'm not really looking hard right now. I'm just kind of guessing. What I will do though is clear it and see if it pops back up again. See, right now that's disconnected down there. Look at my phone. Hey, that's my mom and my dad, and that's me, by the way. Anyways, so the air intake is disconnected. Can you see that? All right. What about on this side? No, it's connected. It's kind of hard to see, guys, but that air intake is connected to the top of the radiator where you have the connection for the air intake, and this one is not. I don't know why it's not, but it's not connected. It's loose. So I'm going to connect that and see if that was the cause of the problem. I don't know why that was disconnected. But I mean, the only thing that would affect is airflow when you're driving. The air is not going directly in there, so it would be an imbalance of how much is being sucked in on the passenger side versus how much is being sucked in here. It naturally does suck in air, but you're assisted by the natural air that's blowing in as you're driving, you know. So that ratio could be slightly off balance. I mean, is that a factor? Well, it was designed to be connected, so I'll say yes. But what we'll do though is I'll clear the code. I'll have her drive it around and see if that code comes back up again. If the check engine light comes back on again, then we know that the issue still needs to be resolved. So let's just keep it simple and basic for now. And let's just see if that resolves the issue. So on this scanner, I'll go back. I'll clear the code. All right, I'll turn the car off. You see it's okay. Sometimes it makes you turn the car off and turn it back on for it to clear, but in this case it cleared. Now, if I were to do a data stream, you can do that while you're driving. You can get real information real time. Check engine. These are really cool, guys. Now, I've had one of these MB2 iCar soft scanners for years. I've used this thing so long, like for so long. It's so valuable, my goodness. But eventually these things start to, over time and after usage, slow down, and sometimes they'll lock up. You have to keep unplugging it and plugging it back up. When it gets to that point, there's really nothing you can do. I don't think you can update the software. All right, so what I'll do is, if it comes back on again, I'll take a look at some other possibilities, and I'll do some research just to see if it's something that I need to address immediately. Of course, you don't want to check the engine light on, so take it serious. Make sure you get a scanner. You can check it yourself. You go to AutoZone or O'Reilly's or one of the local auto parts stores. Sometimes they have the proper equipment to check it out. It being a Mercedes, sometimes they're very limited with what they can see. So it's best to invest in something like this where you can get detailed information as to what's going on with your car. And then you can also self-diagnose it, of course, and maybe even fix it yourself. So that's the goal. That's the intent. A little bit of money invested saves you a lot of money down the road and inconvenience. You have a check engine light that comes on, find out quickly what's wrong. It's not worth the risk. You could be doing some permanent damage to your vehicle by delaying and finding out what's going on with it. So do what you got to do, guys. That's just a little word of advice from Brandon Green, owner of Autoworks. Something else pops back up, I'll let you guys know. If that resolved the issue, I'll let you guys know. Seems a little simple though to resolve, to fix that issue, but you just never know. Sometimes it is the simple things. Sometimes it is the simple things. We'll see. But anything changes, I'll let you guys know. I'll do another update video, okay? All right, guys, it's been about 2 weeks now, and the check engine light for the 2009 GL550 has not come back on. So apparently that was the issue. The air intake hose that was disconnected, the plastic hose, the hard plastic hose for the air intake that feeds air as you're driving, or just the engine is sucking it in anyways through the intake, but it goes through those filters. And then it goes to the mass airflow sensor, and then it goes into the engine. So just having that off caused that check engine light to come on. There was an imbalance, I guess, in the intake. That's crazy. I just never even considered that, that will cause the check engine light to come on. So consider that, guys. Change your air filters. Apparently, I probably need to do that. I don't know the last time I've changed air filters. You know what? I did an oil change on that thing before it got shipped to Florida last year. I think I did the air intake at that time as well. But for whatever reason, one of those intake hoses came off, or it was disconnected, and maybe it just was insufficient air intake, I guess, that was registered on the mass airflow sensor. So it caused that check engine light to come on. As you saw in the video earlier, it said current and storage. So there was an issue. Once I plugged that back up, or reconnected that back up and cleared the check engine light, it never came back on. Again, that was about 2 weeks ago. So a simple fix, a simple problem, simple fix. Sometimes it is that simple. Sometimes it is that easy. So that's good to know. So just something to consider. Like I said, get one of those scanners. That scanner is priceless. Get that scanner, guys. It will save you so much money. This scanner right here, man, people reach out to me all the time and ask me to diagnose their issues. I always recommend this scanner. So I should attach one of these to my link if you read the description. I probably should. I should sell these on my website. It's probably what I should do. Because this is like, no matter what Mercedes you have, well, I think it even works on the newer ones. I got to double check that. So let me find out for sure. But I know, like on my wife's 15, it works. And I've tried it on maybe a 16, 17, I think, and it worked fine. So again, this is something that you want to consider. And most of the people who I deal with are not buying brand new 2021, 22, 23 Mercedes anyways. I'm helping the people who have older Mercedes with some miles on them keep their cars on the road. And so I recommend that iCarSoft NB2 OBD2 scanner. It's very detailed and specific to Mercedes, and it will help you to fix your problem instead of paying somebody else to tell you what's wrong with your car. So it's just, you're one step ahead regarding diagnosing your issue. So consider that, guys. All right, I'll talk to you later, guys. Brandon Green, owner of Autoworks. Thanks for watching my content. Please continue to like, share, subscribe. And to comment, and we can keep this discussion going and keep these videos going. I love you guys. Appreciate it. Stay in touch. Peace out.